The best thing was to call Montelusa Central Police, or maybe it was better to call a doctor at once. Meanwhile, however, he mustn't let the poor man suspect anything. So, for the moment at least, he had to humour him. The inspector went into the kitchen and instinctively flipped the light switch. And the light came on. He filled a glass, turned to go back, and froze in the doorway, paralysed. He was a statue, the kind they make nowadays, which could have been called Naked Man with Glass in Hand. The room was lit up, but the commissioner was no longer there. Sitting in his place was a short, stocky man with a coppola on his head, whom Montalbano recognised at once. Totorina! He'd been freed from prison. So Bonetti Alderighi hadn't gone mad after all. What he'd said was the unvarnished truth. "Evening," said Rina. "Sorry to burst in on you like this, and at this hour, but I don't got much time, and outside there's a helicopter waiting to take me to Rome to form the new government. Already got a few names. Bernardo Provenzano for Vice President, one of the Caruana brothers for Foreign Minister, Leoluca Bagarella at Defence. So I come here with one question for you, Inspector Montalbano, and you got to tell me yes or no straight away. You want to be my Minister of the Interior?" But before Montalbano could answer, Cattarella appeared in the room. He must have come in through the open front door. He was holding a revolver in his hand and aiming it at the inspector. Big tears rolled down his cheeks. "Chief, if you say yes to this here criminal, I'm going to kill you personally in person." Talking, however, distracted Cattarella, and Riina, quick as a snake, whipped out his own gun and fired. The light in the room went out, and Montalbano woke up. The only real thing in the dream he'd just had was the storm rattling the shutters, which he'd left open. He got up and closed them, then got back into bed after looking at the clock. 4 a.m. He wanted to seize hold of sleep again, but found himself arguing with the other Montalbano behind his stubbornly closed eyes. What was the meaning of that dream? Why do you want to find a meaning in it, Montalbà? Don't you very often have dreams that don't mean a damn thing? That's what you think, because you're an ignorant beast. They may mean nothing to you, but go tell that to Dr. Freud, and you'll see what he can pull out of them. But why should I tell my dreams to Dr. Freud? Because if you're unable to explain your dream, or have it explained to you, you'll never get back to sleep. Oh, all right. Ask me a question. Of all the things in the dream, what made the strongest impression on you? The change. Which one? The one where I come out of the kitchen and find Totorina in Bonetti Alderighi's place. Explain. Well, in the place of the representative of the law, there's the numero uno of the mafia, the boss of people who are against the law. So what you're telling me is that in your own living room, in your own home, there with all your things, you found yourself playing host to the law and to people against the law. So what? Could it be that in your mind the boundary between the law and the anti-law has been getting a little blurrier each day? Don't talk such crap. All right, let's look at it another way. What did they ask of you? Bonetti Alderighi asked me to help him, to hide him at my house. And did that surprise you? Of course. And what did Riina ask you? He asked me to be his Minister of the Interior. And did that surprise you? Well, yes. Did it surprise you as much as the Commissioner's question, or did it surprise you more? Or less? Answer sincerely. Well, no, it surprised me less. Why less? Do you consider it normal that a mafia boss should ask you to work for him? No, that's not how I would put it. Riina at that moment wasn't a mafia boss any longer. He was about to become Prime Minister, and it was as Prime Minister that he asked me to work for him. Hold it right there. There are 2 ways to look at this. Either you think that the fact of someone's becoming Prime Minister cancels out all his prior crimes, murders and massacres included, or else you belong to that category of policemen who always serve no matter what, whoever happens to be in power, whether an honest man or a criminal, whether a fascist or a communist. To which of these 2 categories do you belong? Wait a minute, that's too easy. Why do you say that? Because then Cattarella appeared. And what does that mean? It means, in fact, that I said no to Riina's offer. But you didn't even open your mouth.